All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs. They have now won back-to-back Super Bowls, and what sucks is, first off, they've had a really good draft. They've had a really good offseason. You picked up guys like Xavier Worthy. You got guys like Hollywood Brown in free agency. You drafted players like Jared Wiley and Jaden Hicks, especially Jaden Hicks, who I think long-term with this defense is going to be very good. Like, they have this kind of knack for drafting defensive backs in not the first couple of rounds that turn up, being just dudes who are going to help you win Super Bowls. So short term, midterm, long term, I love the Kansas City Chiefs draft. We're going to focus mainly on that in today's video. But before we get into that, guys, what sucks if you're not a Chiefs fan is last year was 100% the year to beat them. And now I'm looking at them with one of the best defenses in the league last year. Once again, they won another Super Bowl, but all of the concerns for Kansas City last year came offensively. They put up, only 21.8 points per game. That was only 15th in the NFL. It was inconsistent. No matter what group you were talking about, it was just an inconsistent offense. And last year was the year to beat them. If you're a Ravens fan, you know it exactly. Like if you're a Bills fan, you know it. Last year was the year. And now Kansas City is even better. And especially the wide receiver room with the addition of Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown. Rashee Rice will certainly be suspended. Hopefully it's not very long. We're going to talk about all of that in today's video. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. If you guys want more Chiefs videos, let me know down below. We haven't made one in way too long. So if we could try and get this video to 100 likes, that would mean the absolute world to me. What I see when I look at the wide receiver room is just a matchup nightmare. It's just quite literally a matchup nightmare. You got Isaiah Pacheco, running back, but then you got Travis Kelce, and I get it. Travis is 34. He'll be 35 in October, but that wasn't slowing him down last year, and it definitely doesn't slow him down when he needs to show up. But Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown paired up with rising wide receiver one, Rashee Rice, it's just a matchup nightmare. These are two of the quickest dudes. Xavier Worthy is the quickest dude. So round one, pick number 28 via Buffalo Bills, you select Xavier Worthy, wide receiver out of Texas. And in my opinion, this is one of those moves. The only one that came to my mind when I was watching or when I was thinking about this take was Quinyon Mitchell to the Philadelphia Eagles. But this is one of those moves where you're, watching it in the background. It's draft night, you're watching it, and the Chiefs select Xavier Worthy, and you look up and you're like, oh, damn, did they really? Or it's that move where you're checking your phone the next day because it, got a little bit late, especially us East Coasters, and you're checking the final first round of the draft, who picked who, and you see Xavier Worthy to the Chiefs, and you're like, damn, did they really? I kind of love that. I absolutely love that. That really sucks because I'm not a Chiefs fan. So, yeah, Xavier Worthy, they rebuilt their wide receiver room with speed. We take a look at the wide receiver statistics last season. It was abysmal. It really was, guys. Travis Kelce led the receiving room with 984 yards. Rashee Rice, phenomenal rookie season, 938 yards. And then Justin Watson, as good as Justin Watson is, he was number 3 in total receiving yards on the Chiefs last year with 460. Then you had MVS, and Sky Moore didn't do what we needed him to do. Kadarius Toney didn't do what you needed him to do. So inconsistent wide receiver room outside of a couple of players. Now, that's why you picked up Marquise Brown. We'll talk about that a little bit later on in the video, but you rebuilt your wide receiver room with speed. And we know the Kansas City Chiefs love speed, and we know, more importantly, Andy Reid loves speed, and it goes all the way back to his Philadelphia Eagles days. So you select Xavier Worthy, who ran a combine record 4.21 40-yard dash, and it's just insane. Once again, he joins another fast receiving acquisition, free agent signee Marquise Brown. The Chiefs really struggled last season to connect on big plays down the field, and these two moves are going to completely correct that problem right there. So they are in rookie minicamp right now. We already heard this quote. Rookie wide receiver Xavier Worthy had a strong practice. I counted 6 catches, including an impressive grab deep down the field in which he had to adjust to an underthrown pass. Worthy went on to catch passes at all 3 levels of the field during the practice. Once again, guys, this is one of those moves where, first off, Rashee Rice is going to be suspended, right? So imagine Marquise Brown, injures his hamstring in week 2. And Rashee Rice is missing the first 6 games of the season. This is where you need dudes like Xavier Worthy. And this is where I will also throw this in here. I'm anticipating a wide receiver signing of some sort, whether it's a higher name guy like Michael Thomas or whether it's a guy like Zay Jones. I 100% guarantee the Kansas City Chiefs to bring in another veteran wide receiver because Rashee Rice will be suspended, and who knows how long it's actually going to take Xavier Worthy to make an impact in his rookie season. I think it's going to be one of those plays where, or one of those players where he makes some big time plays, has some really nice statistics, has some nice touchdowns in the first half of the season, but for the most part, it flies under the radar. And then I think second half of the season is where you start looking at this Chiefs team with Xavier Worthy, and you're like, oh, geez, like that's not good, man. That dude's a freaking future star in this league right here. So I love it. He's already making a big time impact. You're already hearing some of the QBs talk about how difficult it is to, time the throws to him. So it's going to take a little bit of time, but Patrick Mahomes and Xavier Worthy, that future wide receiver duo right there, wide receiver quarterback duo, was absolutely terrifying. So we already heard Brett Veach talk about how it's a speed game, and the more speed you have on the field, the harder it is for defenses to take away different elements of the game. And that's exactly what you did with Xavier Worthy. A+ move, in my opinion. Now, we'll touch on these guys a little bit later on in the offseason as the week progresses. Round 4, 131, Jared Wiley, tight end out of TCU. We know they love, Andy Reid loves multiple tight end formations, and now you add your 4th tier depth chart with Travis Kelce, Noah Gray, Irv Smith Jr. He's 260 pounds, so even if he's not too big in the receiving room at the tight end spot, he will definitely have a good opportunity to earn a role on special teams. And then one of my favorite sleeper picks in the entire NFL draft, round 4, 133, safety out of Washington State, Jaden Hicks. He can play all across the defense. He really can. And I would just have a feeling that it's only a matter of time before he finds his way onto the field. Last year, defensive back out of Washington State, in his junior year, 6 total tackles for loss, 2.5 sacks, 79 combined tackles, 2 interceptions, including a pick 6, and 4 pass deflections and a forced fumble. Jaden Hicks just makes plays. That's what he did, especially last year over at Washington State. So defensively, I have zero concerns with this team. I know they lost guys like L'Jarius Sneed, but more importantly, you brought back and extended Chris Jones. That's like the most important move. And I also don't think people realize how good like George Karlaftis is with over 10 sacks last season. It's just a really good room. Nick Bolton was banged up. Drew Tranquill at this time last year was phenomenal move. So they just continue to do what they do defensively. Offensive production at the wide receiver spot was really the only big concern heading into this offseason, and they address it with Hollywood Brown, and they addressed it even more with Xavier Worthy. And once again, I think they're only going to continue to add to that room, even if it's for like a wide receiver 5, wide receiver 6 spot, or even if it's just to boost dudes like Sky Moore and Justin Watson and Kadarius Toney in camp with competition. So that's it for today. Our first Chiefs video and way too long, so I was a little bit rusty, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for more. Most importantly, give me a grade on the Kansas City Chiefs offseason thus far, and then like this video for a part 2. We'll focus mainly on the defensive side. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon.